Hi guys, it's Shriya here and welcome back to my channel Beauty and the Code. आज के वीडियो में I'm going to talk about Plum Body Loving का Tonka Bella perfume. Now this perfume I purchased 2 weeks back and I have been testing and trying this one just to consolidate all my thoughts and everything about this fragrance. This is kind of a fragrance that has confused me a lot, and I was testing and trying and I was like, okay, I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out if I like it or not. I have my thoughts finally consolidated. This is a difficult one for me. This review explaining this perfume is a little difficult for me, but I'm going to try my best. So let's begin with the review. Before we do so, make sure कि आपने मेरे channel पे subscribe कर लिया, you hit the bell notification and you follow me on Instagram. And now let's get started. So this perfume comes in this box, which is like a nice dark shade of pink with some details going on, and this has like this wine like glass made on it, on which they are pouring tonka and some spices and raspberry. That's pretty much what this fragrance is all about. Like, they've explained it through the packaging, which I really like and appreciate, and they've mentioned the details right here, and behind you have all the required details including the notes breakdown. Plum is doing amazing that way. Like, I really appreciate the brands which like put in the notes breakdown and structure. Everything is ready for you in the packaging itself, so yeah, that's a good thing. Directions, how to spray, ingredients, pricing, everything that you need is mentioned right here. This one is a 50 ml bottle and it is priced for 899 rupees, and in discount I got this for 750 rupees. On opening, this is how the bottle is sitting right inside, and once you pull this is how the bottle looks like. Now this bottle is very standard to all the other bottles of Plum Goodness. All their bottles are shaped this way, which is like a tiny kind of a thick glass but a tiny bottle which is sleek, which you can carry in your purse. The plastic cap here kind of matches the vibe of the fragrance, and it is very tightly fit in here, like it's not tight. You can even hold the bottle like this. However, I don't recommend it if you break it, but the packaging is nice that way, and even when it is plastic it is kind of okay. And there's a nice ombre effect of this kind of like wine color which goes into the beige. I really like the bottle and the ombre and the liquid, how the juice is looking inside. The sprayer is nice, as you can see, like sprays the product really well. Now let's talk about the notes breakdown, and then I'll try to explain what this perfume is about. This one opens with peach, bergamot and blackcurrant. Now the blackcurrant is quite prominent on this one, like it's a jammy blackcurrant in my opinion, and then it goes into heart notes of vinegar, orchid and raspberry. This is where the fragrance gets interesting. It has a vinegar note to it, vinegar, orchid and raspberry, and then the base notes of vanilla, tonka and patchouli. Now out of all of the notes that are present in here, to my nose, blackcurrant, peach, vinegar, raspberry, vanilla, tonka and patchouli, these are the stars in my opinion. Like, to my nose, these are the notes that just hit me and I can get what this fragrance is about. Now they've also mentioned this that smell like your Friday night plans, spicy and sassy with hint of sweetness. While luscious raspberries and juicy peaches play along, it's the creamy tonka that steals the show. Main character energy in a bottle and the new tonka of the town. So yeah, I like the explanation, but I wouldn't call that this is a creamy tonka. So let me throw some light of how I feel this fragrance to be. So just imagine that, a woman who is like well dressed, maybe like wearing a burgundy dress, and she's like wearing this elite expensive jewelry and a luxurious handbag, and she's going to meet her friends in a kitty party setup. Like, that setup is like the elite kitty party setup, and women who are almost as sophisticated as Maya Sarabhai are meeting together for a cocktail party. This is the kind of fragrance that reminds me of that situation. Okay, that's what this fragrance is about. The vinegar in this definitely gives a boozy kick in this fragrance. It's not like that sour vinegar that you get in here, but this feels like when you have put your fruits dipped in vinegar, soaked in vinegar for a lot of time, and the vinegar is soaked up by the fruits and it's like juicy and pulpy, and it's just that whole thing is mixed together. That's what this fragrance smells to me like. Now the opening is fruity, but those fruity notes are not immature. They are very cooked. They seemed very ripe, they seemed very cooked, and they seem very prepared. Like they are soaked in some liquid and they are prepared. That kind of fruity juiciness this one has. The peach and the blackcurrant is the most prominent note with which this perfume opens up. And as it goes from this blackcurrant transitions to a raspberry vinegar orchid note, the raspberry just kicks in. So the top notes are there which linger, but then the raspberry just takes over and the tartness in this fragrance comes from that raspberry. This is a juicy fragrance, but not in a way of natural fruits. Processed fruits is what I'll call. This one is that kind of, yeah. Then even when it has like this vanilla and added tonka and patchouli, the patchouli is super strong here because this vinegar mixing with raspberry and patchouli gives it a very mature vibe, like a mature woman vibe, right? And also the patchouli in this gives a hint of earthiness in this fragrance. So in my opinion, this one is like a fruity patchouli kind of a fragrance with a kick of tonka. Right now, the tonka bean is not, to my nose, it's not very creamy. It's just kind of adding a lot of character and woodiness and that hint of creaminess in the background. But this is not typically like your fruity creamy fragrance. No, it's not. It's more like a fruity boozy patchouli fragrance. Yeah, that's what this fragrance smells. So there are not very major floral elements in here. So this is more like a fruit meets booze meets woodiness, right? So that's the whole vibe of this fragrance. It does have a dark gothic vibe to it. This is one of the darkest fragrances from Plum in my opinion, and this is the best nighttime wear in my opinion. I don't see myself wearing and enjoying this a lot during daytime. This is a good rainy season wear, which you can also wear in daytime, of course, and winters also you can wear this during daytime. But during summers and other seasons, I think during daytime, this will not come up as a very good scent. It may be a little cloying. Very good for rainy season, very good for winter season, very good for evenings and night wear. I don't find this to be a very safe perfume to be worn for office or something that you can wear on like daily basis or chores. So this is more like an evening scent. This is more gothic. It is more sexier than all the other fragrances that Plum has recently released. So I hope that I was able to kind of like capture the essence of this fragrance. And the way I explained it, it was kind of relatable. I find this to be a good fragrance for dinner dates. And even if you're meeting your friends and everything, anything in the evening, like whatever you're doing in the evening, this fragrance is going to rock with those plans is what I feel. Coming to the longevity, now, despite being a dark gothic fragrance, this does not last on me for more than 4 to 5 hours with around 10 sprays. But the pistachio, also pistachio one that Plum had released, which I have reviewed earlier, that lasted me almost for 6 to 8 hours. So that performance was really good. On this one, I'm not getting for more than 4 to 5 hours. And after that, after 5-hour mark, I do have to refresh this fragrance. This is not a very loud projector in my opinion, like only in close vicinity. If you are around me, sitting in a meeting, sitting in a closed room, we are sitting next to each other, or you're hugging me, that's when you will get a wisp of this fragrance. Otherwise, it's not a very projective fragrance. And also the sillage is moderate on this one, doesn't fill the room completely. So overall, it is kind of like a nice intimate fragrance in my opinion, which is not very loud, which is not very projective, but the scent bubble around me is pretty strong and I do get the wisp of this fragrance. I am the one most of the time who's enjoying this fragrance more rather than getting it to others. Overall, it's a deep, dark, sexy, gothic fragrance. I do like the scent profile. It was very confusing for me, this scent profile, because that vinegar note is where that sharpness is getting added in this fragrance. It does have that sour effect of vinegar in this fragrance, and it does feel it does have this odd touch to it. So it's unusual, it's different, and that is why I liked this release. It's not a safe blind buy, but Plum has kind of like tried to do something different. But this does have a similarity to a high-end perfume. I won't say a dupe, but I may call this one as an inspired perfume from Jo Malone's Myrrh and Tonka. And leave the details of the perfume on either of the sides for you to see which perfume I'm talking about. The notes are different, but the scent profile, the DNA is similar. Okay, so I'm not saying this is like a dupe situation, but this is definitely an inspired situation. For some reason, to my nose, it does kind of has a earthiness also to it, like somewhat the kind of earthiness that you find when lavender meets patchouli. those fragrances have that earthiness to it. That earthiness is very much present in this fragrance, but in the notes it's not present. But to my nose, I think I get that. Yeah, I get that earthiness. In fact, earthiness is the first thing that strikes me, and then the fruitiness of blackcurrant and other things strike me. So this is kind of has that maturity and earthiness as well to it. My overall rating on this fragrance is around 8 out of 10. I just feel that the performance is not up to the mark. However, for the price that you're paying, the scent profile is very unique. So I would give that to Plum. And good job done. Again, it's not a safe blind buy, and this is something which is kind of like for people who like darker shades, somebody who is into more of black, reds, dark purples, burgundies, those kind of color family. I think this is something that you would like. This has a gothic feel to it. Alright, so that concludes today's video. I hope that I was able to explain this perfume to you. Hopefully I did justice to what this perfume is bringing on the table. I really love the unique factor that this one has, and I do recommend it, but it is not a safe blind buy. So if you did like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification, follow me on Instagram, and I'm gonna see you very soon in my next video. Bye!